If you're using the bench method to get a whole bunch of shinies in Pokemon Legends ZA, you may be doing it wrong, and it may be costing you a whole bunch of shinies. Let's talk about it. What's up guys, Canadian Guy here, and I am back with a little bit of a discovery that I came across. So, if you know, the shiny hunting method in Pokemon Legends ZA is numerous. There are a whole bunch of different methods. And one of the methods that you use, or one of the rules that we have, is the 50-meter method. And essentially what that is that a Pokemon within 50 meters of wherever you fast travel or bench will spawn and could roll and potentially be shiny. To be able to despawn it, you have to go to 70 meters plus away from it. So you have to be within 50 meters of the Pokemon spawner for it to spawn in and roll to see if it's shiny, and then you have to be 70 to despawn it. But I came across something that actually is a little bit more complicated and holds a little bit more contrary to the rule. Now, it all started weeks ago when I was trying to shiny hunt for a Dratini. Now, there are numerous Dratinis across the map, and most of them are on roofs. I think all of them are on roofs, actually. And one of the recommendations by some content creators was to do a fast travel method at Cafe Soleil, because up here there was a Dratini. And let me show you where that Dratini is. You just run over here. It doesn't matter. We're scaring it away. It was about here. It's going to run away. It doesn't matter. You guys see where the Dratini was, right? Now, I want you to keep an eye on those Staryu. When I travel the Cafe Soleil and I look up, it is 41 meters. I am well within the 50-meter range. So, hypothetically, if I just sat here and just kept fast traveling the Cafe Soleil over and over and over and over again, I would be able to get a shiny Dratini eventually. It never happened. What actually happened was I got Staryu after Staryu after Staryu after Staryu. And the reason why I got so many Staryus was that if we go back over here, down here you can see there are Staryus galore. And I would get Staryus all the time, but I wouldn't get any Dratinis. Now, I did this for 3 days straight, where I would, every night before I went to bed, I would set up this hunt, I go to bed, I wake up, come back, come and check, nothing but shiny Staryus. But the other thing that I noticed was that the Badoos over here, which are also in range of that cafe, none of them were shiny either. So I didn't think any of it, and eventually I just moved on because I was like, nah, this is not worth my time anymore. Fast forward to today. I wanted to get a shiny Mawile. There's a spot in Area 9 where you can actually get 3 Mawile spawns, and it's a great spot. All you do is that you turn here, and then you go up this ladder. You get up here, and ta-da! You got Mawiles. Now, I'm going to just stand over this one here, put a pin here, and then we're going to hop off. Now, if I were to just fast travel to area in Wild Zone 9, I would turn and look and see 56. And that's a little too long. But if I fast travel to the Shutterbug Cafe, I would turn and I would look and see that that is 41 meters. Once again, well within my reach. And even if there were some over there or whatever, you're still getting at least 2. I think you'd get all 3, but you're getting at least 2. So once again, I started to do my resets. But before I did my resets, I actually punched in and used my free Legends ZA shiny calculator that would determine and let me know how long of a hunt this would take. After filling it out, it said that it would take about 8 minutes and 32 seconds for any shiny, but for the specific shiny, which is our Mawile, it would take 28 minutes and 27 seconds. Again, this tool is free in the description below. I made it. You can use it as you please. So I went ahead and did that. And lo and behold, I went and checked. No shinies. So I decided to look around in the area again, and I found over here a shiny Pidgey. Then when I traveled over here to Area 9, I popped in here and I saw 2 shiny Carvanas. So, great, that's awesome. I then checked up here by the benches, basically the roof of the cafe, and saw 2 Watchhogs, and they weren't shiny. I thought, okay, just bad luck, let's try it again. I left the shinies from the previous hunt there. I didn't catch them yet. I just left them because they're saved anyway. And I did on my second check, there's no shinies. So now I seemingly was over odds significantly. So I did it again. Nothing. I did it again. Nothing. So I went and checked the probability milestones, And it said that at an hour and a half, I would be over 90% of certainty to be able to get one shiny Mawile, and I hadn't gotten it yet. But not only that, the two watch hogs up here were not shiny either. So I started to remember the Dratini hunt, and I decided, hey, I'm going to do 1 extra hour. It would be a grand total of over 3 hours of hunting when I have an over 99% chance of getting a shiny Mawile, according to my calculator. At 2 hours and 10 minutes, I went over 3 hours. And guess what? No shiny Mawile. At this point, the gears started turning, and I thought, what if it's because it's on top of a building? Are the top of buildings different than when you're on the ground? So I decided to do an experiment to try to test this hypothesis. So what I did was I decided to look around and find a perfect location to test this thought and theory. So I flew to Restaurant Luau, and what I did was I decided to look at rooftops and look at not just these types of rooftops that were, they're tall. I looked at that and said, yeah, that's what I want to check. I want to check the really tall rooftops. And so I ran over here to the Holovator, and I decided to look on this roof up here and wanted to see, was there anything specifically on this roof up here? And lo and behold, we have a whole bunch of Pokemon from the Pidgey line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great, and there's a fletchling over here on top of this roof. So I decided to see if there was any benches or any fast travel stuff. And initially I was hoping that the Restaurant Luau would have been a great fast travel point. It wasn't. But you come down here and you can actually see, hey, there are benches up here. And if you see here, there is a bench that is perfect. It is jut up right up against this building here. And if we put a pin up where we saw the Pidgeys and Pidgeotos, it's 24 meters. It is perfect. And if you listen carefully, you can hear them. You can hear all the Pidgeys and the Alpha Pidgeot. You hear the Pidgeys, Pidgeotos, and the Pidgeot, the Alpha Pidgeot. You can hear them. Watch what happens when we kill some time on the bench. Remember, the rule is if you reroll a Pokemon within 50 meters of wherever you reset, it could be shiny. But listen. Do you hear them? No, you don't. You don't hear them. They're not spawned in. Okay, so let's go up there and make sure that it is not just a daytime spawn and that they also are here at nighttime. And we can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's 5? I'm sure there's 5 somewhere. But basically, it's the same amount of spawns that you typically would get when you come up here. But then when we come back down here, guess what? Can we hear them? Yep. Yep, you can hear them. And then when we kill some time on the bench, take a listen. Nothing. Nothing there. So I went back to my calculator, and we're just going to go with the simple calculator at this point because we just need one shiny. So we counted about 6 Pokemon total. There was 5 of the Pidgey line and 1 fletchling. So if we go 6 in total, and we just go with our fast travel method, and we calculate hunt, okay, it should be, sorry, if we go with the bench method, my apologies, it should take 54 minutes for one of those 6 Pokemon to be shiny. That's it. To disprove this theory, if I bench here for an hour and I go check and there's a shiny, theory is disproven. So I decided to bench for 5 hours because according to the probability milestones, we should be within over 99 percentile at 4 hours and 8 minutes. So it should be easy, right? Well, hour 1, went to check. Nope, no shiny. Hour 2, went to check. Nope, no shiny. 3, 4, 5, no shinies. And yes, I have the shiny charm. So what this basically proves is that if you bench on the ground and there are Pokemon spawning even within the 50-meter radius, they will not spawn. Now let me show you something else though that's really interesting, because, and this is where you might be wondering, okay, if I'm using the bench method, what am I doing wrong? So quick future shiny Canadian guy here, and I also wanted to stress, because partway through the video I kind of went on a tangent that really focused all on benches, but I also want to stress too that when you do fast traveling as well, it also doesn't generate any Pokemon on roofs. So just remember that as I continue to say bench, 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 bench over and over again, that this also applies to fast travel routes as well. Let me go to area 18. If you go to area 18 and you've done the Fennekin hunt, the Fennekin hunt is one of the most popular hunts because there's a really good bench. So you got the 3 Bagons, you got a Salamence, and if you run over here, you can see that there is a Alpha Lopunny. We go through this gate here, and if you head over here, you can see that there's a Trubbish right there. There's a bunch of Weedles and Alpha Kakuna. If we head over here and go up and climb up these ladders, because we're not even at the shiny hunting spot yet, we are at the tippy top of a building. Like, this is high, and you can see there are some fantastic Pokemon. First, of course, you get your Eevee over there. You got one Eevee that comes out during the sunny days. Then, if you look over here, you can see you got the Fennekin, you got Swablu and Altaria, and if you bench, you will find that those Swablu and Altaria turn into Noibats and a Noivern. But here's what's interesting. If I look down here, you can see the Bagon and the Salamences are still there. They still are spawned in. Even though I am at the very tippy top up here, they still spawn down there. But likewise, if I had a bench down there, it would not spawn the Pokemon up here. So, what is it that I'm trying to say? It is very simple. Unless there is a very specific reason as to why you are doing it, you should not sit on benches while shiny hunting on the ground. Your best bet is to use benches that are on the roofs of buildings, because everything within 50 meters, both on the roof and on the ground, will spawn and will give you a more likely chance of getting you shinies. If you want to be able to shiny hunt better while using the bench method, use benches on roofs if possible. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video and our live stream. Bye-bye.